Welcome back everyone to a casting new Cobra Kai Season 4 watch party. There's been some exciting news as two new characters are being added to the show. Dallas Young is going to play a new character, Kenny, and Una O'Brien will play a girl named Devin. Since this is an official announcement, we actually got a little bit of info about them. Kenny is a new kid in school who is bullied and turns to karate to defend himself. That's pretty straightforward, and let's be honest, not exactly original. I mean, this franchise is built on the new-to-town, bullied youth trope. Devin is a potential new karate student who is relentlessly competitive, a quick study, and quick-tempered when she's provoked. That's also pretty straightforward, and let's be honest, not exactly original. This girl appears to be a smaller, younger version of Tory. So what do we make of this? So we have two new characters who are both a little younger than the others. In fact, they are around Anthony's age, or at least Griffin's age. I kind of suspect they may cheat and bump Anthony's age up. Technically, the character should only be 11 or 12 now, but they may just bump him up to 13 or 14 to be more in line with the actor's age. That is a cheat, but I don't want to open that can of worms. The point is, with all these characters around the same age, it is reasonable to assume Kenny and Devin's entrance into the story is through Anthony. That said, I don't think Anthony is the bully of Kenny. He may be connected to Devin's story, but more on that in a moment. The big question to answer is, where would these two end up? Cobra Kai or with the Miyagi-Fang dual dojos? I admit my first thought was to have the bullied kid in Cobra Kai and the new Tory-like girl in Miyagi-Fang. It would be a nice twist, especially having someone like Tory around the Miyagi-Fangs, but I don't think that's the case. Actually, I think they will both find their way to Cobra Kai. It has to do with balance.
You remember lesson about balance?
Ah, yes, of course we did. Here's the problem, and it's perfectly illustrated in the final scene of Season 3. You see this, and them, and oh, how cute. And of course these two. Most of the characters in the show, at least 8 of them, are with Miyagi-Fang. Cobra Kai has Robby and Tory. It's kind of unbalanced and...
balance is my thing.
So putting both these new characters in Cobra Kai at least creates a little more balance in the dojos. Now let's examine how they get there. We may already have a big clue with Kenny. It involves the video we saw of Tanner handing off a backpack to another kid. Tough to say, the angles are weird, but he does look short. Maybe this was Kenny. And if we stop to think about what's going on here, maybe we can figure it out. Let's make some connections. Kenny is a bullied kid. Robby is handing him his backpack. It's not a stretch to put these two together. Something happened at school or after school, and maybe Kenny ran off, leaving his backpack behind. Robby picked it up and is returning it to him. Now that begs the question, what was Robby doing there and how does he know Kenny? Well, that brings us to another important clue in this video. I mentioned it right before, but it needs further discussion. It's right there in front of you. Robby's very dorky clothes. I mean, what is he wearing, right? Normally when people join Cobra Kai, they become badass, not the opposite. He's never looked more Miyagi-Do than here with these dorky clothes on. But maybe there's a reason. Robby's on probation, and it's not hard to imagine part of that may include some sort of community service work. Could that include some kind of mentorship or after-school program? While I don't think convicted criminals would normally be in those sort of things, I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility. He may qualify for something like that, and frankly, it explains a lot of things in this scene. First off, it explains Robby's dorky clothes. He's trying to look a little more responsible as he's doing this as a community service. Second, it explains why he picked up Kenny's backpack that he left behind, and even why he's returning it. Third, it explains why they keep talking for a while. The thing that really struck me about this scene is that it goes on for a while. Obviously they're talking about something. Maybe Kenny is explaining what happened and what these bullies are doing. Robby suggests he join Cobra Kai to defend himself. It certainly seems like that could be the case. Now what about Devin? While her circumstances are different, I would assume she meets Tory in a similar way. It's noted she is quick-tempered. Maybe she picks a fight with Tory, maybe with someone else. Perhaps she wants to learn how to fight. Note, however, the description listed her as a potential student. That's important because it's not in there on accident. You can imagine she may be some aggressive, quick-tempered girl and wants to join Cobra Kai, but Tory talks her out of it. You see, the idea as Tory feels responsible for a girl just like herself, she's trying to prevent her from making the same mistakes. It may even be an unconscious decision. Can you just imagine this girl with a quick temper getting super upset at something and Tory stepping in and saying, hey, you gotta control your anger. You can't let it get the best of you. Just a nice moment where she realizes the advice she's giving is the advice she needs herself. If you're looking for a way for Tory to sort of come back from the brink and maybe get a little better perspective on her own life, this would be it. As for Devon's storyline itself, if I had to guess, this is where Anthony comes in. Maybe he's Devon's friend, maybe he's her competitor and is the one pissing her off. Personally, I would hate that, as it really would make Devon just like Tory, but it's worth noting as it is a very real possibility the way things go. I do think Anthony is more likely to be wrapped up in her storyline than Kenny's. How still is very much in the air. Otherwise, I do think we will get more Anthony this season. The nature of the story in front of us is pointing towards that direction. Basically, you can expect Season 4 to have a similar feel of Season 1. They're in school, going through life, getting ready for the All Valley, just with an expanded role for Anthony. I would actually like to see him interact with Sam more. I've always been a fan of sibling dynamics, and this could be a fun one to see more of. What do you think of the new characters? Are you excited to see them? Leave a comment and let me know. Subscribe to my Subscribe Star to support the channel. I really appreciate that. Have a great day. I'll see you at the next watch party.
You're going to hell. You know that, right?
All the coolest people go to hell.
I'm not going back to the dojo.
Why is that?
Community service hours, probation, trying to get my GED, taking care of my little brother and my mom. And I have to pay rent on time this month.